At 5 tonight, a new lawsuit has been filed surrounding a 2022 mass shooting in Raleigh. So the security company hired to patrol the neighborhood where the shooting happened is now countersuing the homeowner association. Court documents show that Capitol Special Police argues that the HOA had primary responsibility to keep residents safe. Capitol Special Police had only one officer on patrol at the time of the shooting back in 2022. That incident left 5 people dead, including a Raleigh police officer. Teen is now set to go to trial next year for the shooting. Families of the victims and survivors have now since filed lawsuits against the security company and the HOA and the accused shooter. Let's bring in Chief Legal Analyst Clive Rhodes to the conversation. I mean, when you think about the shooting, I remember this, people are emotional, people are hurt. You got lawsuits going all over the place. What do you make of this?
There are tons of cross lawsuits, but talking to the motion, the pulse of what happened at that time, looking back, I do remember that there were allegations of race here. There were allegations of not responding to known threats that were occurring. There was a conviction for the father for leaving the firearm on the nightstand, not locked with ammunition already in it. And so there are already a number of pieces in place for lawsuits to be successful. But I talk about this all the time. Any type of lawsuit like this will be like a typical negligence claim. Was there duty? Was there breach? Was there causation, proximate cause, and was there damages? Wrongful death is a negligence claim, so it follows the same exact standards. So these original folks, as you mentioned in the open, lawsuit versus the HOA, lawsuit versus security, lawsuit versus the family, all of those folks for the 4 that were died, because 5 died but 4 brought the claim, are saying, you all owe me a duty. You all owe us some type of duty. Now you need to figure out what type of duty. This new lawsuit is saying, not only did we not owe a duty, hey, these folks owed the duty. The HOA owed the duty, and here is why they owed the duty, specifically because they were responsible for protecting this neighborhood. And then the HOA comes back and says, well, actually, this is a private neighborhood. This is private housing that was responsible for their own. And so this is a lot of back and forth. This will take the courts a long time to try to iron out who was responsible and who inevitably owed the duty.
All right, let's talk about the countersuit in this case, because a lot of times when you hear people countersuing when somebody is sued, it kind of gets into a back and forth.
This is all document based. This is saying that, listen, if we're talking about there's a duty, remember that you sued me first. Well, I'm going to say not only do I disagree with your claim, because you'll have to have a response. They'll have to have that response filed in a certain time, but also they'll make allegations of defenses in that response and say, well, hey, I wasn't there that day. They may be a response, or you know what, we weren't responsible. Hey, we didn't have a breach because there was no duty. But in here, they're saying not only was it not me, but also it was someone else. It was the HOA's responsibility, not the Capitol Police. And because of that, yeah, they may say we only had one officer on duty, but it wasn't our responsibility to have any officer on duty.
When you have a countersuit, do you typically have a settlement in your experience?
It depends on the facts. I mean, the countersuit oftentimes is a defense, but it really just is fact dependent. I'm suing and saying that you're attempting to place blame on me when you are the rightful blame, where blame should be placed. I don't know that it oftentimes leads to settlement, but it also leads to murky and muddy waters because there's going to be multiple attorneys that are involved in this and multiple filings. A case that typically would take a year or 2 years to resolve will probably take 4 to 5 years to resolve, because you'll need to have all these issues ironed out.
Right. Clive Rhodes, we appreciate your insight as always. Thanks so much.